All right, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. And I hate to be what you call the bearer of bad news again, but we need to talk about food. Because food is the sole purpose and sole reason why many of us, our health is failing, or we're not in the optimum health that we should be in this country. And this is, listen to this. And I'm going to include the link down there below just in case you want to actually go over it some more. And some of these things I can't even really pronounce, but I want you to listen to this. Listen to this. Mystery meat. Number 7. 7 of the scariest ingredients in processed food. We all know that processed food generally contains a jumble of unpronounced ingredients. Notice what it says, a jumble of unpronounced ingredients. All right, look at this. And hold on for a second. Let me adjust this camera for a second. I didn't realize I got it up that high. It doesn't need to be up that high. All right. We'll go right there. Okay. All right. But what purpose do these ingredients serve exactly, and where do they come from? We did some investigating and found that most of these 17-letter mystery substances, and I can't even pronounce these 17-letter mystery substances. They got all kinds, so that's why you need to go and read it yourself. Polypropylene glycerol or something like that, and like other are used to give packaged food certain characteristics and texture and flavor and color and durability, to be fluffier, foamier, softer, crunchier, creamier, tangier, less crumbly, more jelly-like, easier to melt, and of course longer lasting on its own. This may not sound very spooky, but dig a little deeper, you'll find that some of these ingredients are also used to make fireworks, fuel cells, and antifreeze. Man. And others come from sources as bizarre as human hair, animal bones, and beaver butts. Yep, beaver butts. The purpose of this post isn't to freak you out while consuming these ingredients. It should freak you out while consuming these ingredients, because then you're wondering why come your body's not functioning right and you're not in optimum health. Look at this. While consuming these ingredients regularly in large amount isn't a good idea, eating them occasionally in all likelihood won't hurt you. Well, you see my shirt right here? It says Hebrew. We have laws. And my laws is above the United States government, is above the state of Tennessee. I get my laws and all my information from this book right here. And this book, as a Hebrew, is giving me laws, dietary laws, things that I should consume and things that I shouldn't consume. And at 47 years old, you're not going to find too many 47-year-old men in the shape that I'm in. I promise you that. And there's a reason for it. Anyway, let's go on. What did I leave off at? But this is crazy. What we're really trying to do here is to illustrate how removed so many of us have become from the sources of our own substances. Look at this. How little we know about how packaged food is made. And in turn, with the true value of eating simple, whole grain, whole foods grown close to home. Without further delay, the 7 scariest ingredients in processed foods. And of course, the first one they do have up here, they got a castor on, something like that, but it's basically a picture of a beaver. And it says we might as well start with beaver butts. The food added, and it's spelled CASTOREUM, which is used to boost flavor in raspberry candies, vanilla cupcakes, strawberry ice cream, and other flavored confections. It is actually a beaver secretion. See, as Israelite, we have laws. We're forbidden to eat certain things. We're not to put these toxic things in our bodies. But when you're in a Gentile world, ran by Roman Gentiles, swine is a delicacy, but it's an abomination to us. Catfish is a delicacy, but it's an abomination to us. We're forbidden to eat that stuff. We have laws. And I tell you now, beaver is definitely an abomination to us. We can't eat that. Hebrews can't eat that. But if you are any other of these nations in the world, or hey, you're pagan, you're heathen, you're Christian. Go ahead, eat all you want. And then it says, look at this: a secretion released from the beaver's anal gland. Straight truth. To make things even more bizarre, the FDA has approved this additive as a source of natural flavoring. So a lot of times if you're reading these things, you're saying, and you're reading it says natural flavoring, you don't know if you're eating beaver ass or not, or even either the crap that comes out of it. I mean, how in the world do you even think that it has flavor to eat beaver butt? I mean, oh man, this is messed up. Then of course they got this other 17-letter word, and polydimine thiolixinone, whatever it is. Just check out the article yourself. Look what it says: it's used as a filler in some processed meats, products like chicken McNuggets, which are only partially made of actual chicken. You mean to tell me that people are going to McDonald's and eating chicken McNuggets thinking that they're eating chicken, but they're only eating partial chicken? I remember a few years ago, I went to KFC. Now, it's called Kentucky Fried Chicken in the old days. And of course, I eat white meat. I eat breast. And so I turned around and I ordered some breast. And I sat down and I started eating it. And you have to understand, I come from a total different alternate conscious, a total different paradigm. We raise our chickens here straight way, and we butcher our chickens, we process them, and we eat our chickens here straight way. So I know what a homegrown chicken tastes like. And I also venture to say this: I have not been back to KFC since I had my experience with that chicken, because it did not taste like chicken. It tastes like some derivative of plastic or something. And I went up to the front and I said, "Are y'all sure this is chicken?" Because they say it's chicken. They say it's chicken, but see, I'm familiar with chicken. And even when you go to the store and you buy this chicken off the shelves and stuff, man, I tell you, this stuff, dude, it does not taste like the chicken that we raise here straightway. It just does not. No, it doesn't. And then look what it says: which are only partially made of chicken. And then it's got that long AKA PDMS. That's the AKA for this long 17-letter word. Is also a chemical used in silly putty and the silicone filling in breast implants. Oh boy, let me go here. The next one is carmine. If you see natural red number 4 listed among the ingredients on your food packages, codes for boiled beetles. This dried insect are boiled in water to extract the carmicic acid that it contains, typically due to the fantastic red hue. The resulting portion given in this ingredient is used to artificially dye foods red, purple, and pink. Starbucks used in dye of frappuccinos until they discontinued it last year when customers got grossed out. Still, it's widely added to food products such as yogurts, candies, ruby red juices. This product has been going on for a millennium, and it hardly represents the modern health threat or trait. And it's man, this is, I'm reading this. I'm taking my time reading this because it's hard for me to grasp that people can just, that the FDA, they are approving these things for your so-called consumption. Anyway, it ain't ours, but man, you know what? Our little young man had just got finished butchering a deer early this morning. Elias and Ariel, and even little Gabriel Gonzalez is out there learning how. And of course, we got another deer that's coming in today, and they're going to be butchering that. And of course, that helps to alleviate myself and the older Doug from doing it, because they're butchering in that quarter and then they're sending it to the dining hall for the sisters to process, take care of. And I tell you, every time I look at that deer meat, you're talking about some good food. But anyway, then there's another one, polycycline glycerol, something like that. Now look what it says. This is a food additive. Dow Chemicals articulates unwittingly just how spooky polyglycerine, whatever it is, really is. Among the list of applications for this food additive, Dow boasts that it can be used as a humectant and stabilizer in preparing fruits, vegetables, and bakery goods, while it can also be used as a plasticizer for cork seals and a solvent for printing inks and equipment cleaner. The website does not mention other common applications of polysiglycerine, whatever you want to call it, key active ingredient in antifreeze. What in the world? And no, mind you, all this is FDA approved. And then you wonder why come you have all kind of diseases. Your joints are not functioning well. You have trouble moving, and let me see. And then another gelatin. Remember that creepy legend that you heard as a kid, that there were ground up horse hooves in your Jello? Well, there was some truth in it. Hooves, no, but bones, yes. Gelatin is a, look at this, horses. You know, the Aquarian people are going to be really upset that the United States government or the federal FDA, the FDA administration, the Food and Drug Administration, is actually using horses. Because, you know, in this country, they treat horses better than humans. You ever seen some of these people who driving these $100,000 trailers going down the road, and how they take care of these horses? They got air-conditioned trailers and everything else. And then not only that, you ready for the kicker here? Look, check this out. Some of them places that them horses stay in is better than the homes that humans live in this country. Gelatin is extracted from the collagen in animal skin and bones, and is often used in cosmetics and food products like marshmallows, gummy bears, yogurts, and of course, Jello. Man, what's the next one? Sodium nitrate. Sodium nitrate is commonly used as an oxidizer to make fireworks. It's also products like, it's also in products like, look at this, bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats to prevent the growth of bacteria that can cause lethal botulism in humans. Man, these words. The downside is that these meat preservatives also have a link to cancer. See, you see the reason why? That's why these people up here in Lafayette get cancer. And most people, first of all, number one, it may be good to go to Save a Lot and get a couple of foods to store for as canned goods. But it's not good to consume that low-grade food. I keep telling you, if I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. In this country, we are dying literally by death by the spoon. It's a soft kill. We're sitting down at a table, consuming these meats, thinking that we are actually doing well because we blindly trust the Food and Drug Administration. And we're being killed. You have to understand, if they can tank the food, this big business for big pharma. You understand? Big business for big pharma. All right, now listen to this. That's why the recent trend of nitrate-free labels on some meat products, but the additive is still in common use. Man. So you need to actually be looking for labels that says nitrate-free. What a mess we in. Number 7. Phosphatic acid, the cheap acidifier, gives you your Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mellow Yellow, and most other sodas, that sour, tangy taste. It's also used to make fuel cells. So you going and drinking all these soda pops, you're drinking fuel cells. And does wonders to remove rust from metal. And you wonder why you have diabetes. You wonder why your liver is failing, and you wonder why you can't have bowel movements. Study has shown that this potent substance can erode the calcium density in bones and damage kidney function. That's the reason why you don't feel good. Man. And 3 more of the scariest ingredients in processed food. Visit Babel. Anyway, I'll include a link down below. I think I've just grossed everybody out enough. My advice is to grow your own food as much as you can. We still, at times, we still shop at grocery stores, but we're very selective about what we purchase. And that's the one thing I can say. When we have meetings, You know, when people come here to the meetings that we have, whether it be the feast days or gathering of the saints, they are literally appalled at the taste of the food. I'm talking about the leafy green vegetables, the meats that we actually consume, no matter what it is, and the water itself. They are literally they're flabbergasted how clean and crisp and clear the water tastes, the punches, the drinks, the fruit teas, the herbal teas that we make along with the dinners. They are flabbergasted at what real chicken tastes like, because you know these people eat processed food every day and eat these things that they call them chicken, but it's not chicken. And they're literally flabbergasted over this stuff. And then when they taste the lettuce, they go, whoa, wait a minute. I buy lettuce all the time at the store, including stuff they say it's organic. Of course, that is FDA, so-called organic. They said, man, when I get here, this stuff actually has taste to it. Everything does. And then if they're here over 2 days, they start wondering what's going on, because something is happening in them systems like they've never been used to before. You see, out there, people are clogged up. And I tell you, selling poop medicine is $1 billion industry in this country. People just can't poop. Stool softener, the whole 9 yards. They get here after a couple of days, and we have to get our septic tanks pumped because they're using the bathroom so much. I mean, literally, we got to get our septic tanks pumped. You know, you got 200 something people here, and you got porta potties, you got septic tank. That stuff fills up fast. And the people are. You ever seen people get happy because they can use the bathroom? Well, try not using the bathroom. Then you understand the reason why people get happy when they can actually use the bathroom. Now, we don't have trouble using the bathroom here straightway. I mean, we have 2-3 bowel movements every day, male and female. And I keep telling you, it's because of the food. And also we supplement. We use supplements and stuff. And, you know, and I'm not going to promote, but I'm going to show you who it is right here now. If you want me to promote your product and stuff, you hire me and I will promote your product. We already do enough of it at the meetings here. But give me some kickbacks. So anyway, but we supplement. We supplement what we are not receiving in our food, because our foods are nutritionally deficient. And I tell you, I'm going to be excited eating this deer. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I'm going to go down here right now, here in a few minutes, and check this deer out. See how the boys doing. See if I can actually give a little bit more wisdom as far as them butchering it and processing it. But man, I tell you, but deer, one of the best tasting meats you can get. And our sisters here know how to process. They know what they're doing. But anyway, hey, mystery meat, 7 of the scariest ingredients in processed foods. And hey, not only that, they're not even in just processed food. They are just flat out in foods. You know, each day, you know, people like eating bread. Now, Pastor, I don't eat. One thing I may eat sugar once a week, maybe once a week. Sometimes I may eat sugar once every 2 weeks. Something that has sugar in it. And I drink an extraordinary amount of distilled water and reverse osmosis. I eat very little bread. And if I have any carbohydrates, I usually eat complex carbohydrates. I like, you know, I don't like oatmeal. I hate oatmeal. I can't stand oatmeal. But every single time we have oatmeal out, if our sisters hadn't doctored it up with a bunch of stuff, if it's just regular old plain oatmeal, you're going to see Pastor Dow always having a bowl of that oatmeal. Not because I like oatmeal. I can't stand oatmeal. I hate oatmeal. As a matter of fact, I can go in here and show you here on my refrigerator, I got about 3 or 4 boxes of the Quaker Whole Oats oatmeal. And then we got 50-pound bags that we buy when we go out to these places where we can get bulk goods. But I eat oatmeal, not because I love it, but because, you know, you have to understand, you have to ask yourself in your own mind, do you eat to live or do you live to eat? And in this country, I can guarantee you, people live to eat, but I eat to live. And you know, it's all about having a quality life. When you look at the health condition of people in our country, they do not live a quality life. They don't sleep sound, sleep good. They have too much on their minds, the things that don't matter. One of the biggest things that don't matter is caring about what people think about you. If you can overcome that obstacle in itself, you got half the battle conquered. Um, but I eat oatmeal because it's good. It's good for you, and it helps, supply energy, especially when you're eating it early in the morning. And there are things that we have just simply have to supplement. So we have our own superfood, and I try to consume it 3 times a week when I can remember. As a matter of fact, I'm glad I said it because I need to go ahead and get me a glass of it this morning. And we make our own superfood here, and anyway. But like I said, I got a hill up here, a hill right behind me, and I just cracked the 2 minute mark. I mean, when I started doing this hill, I was right at what was the times up there? What was the first time? I'm looking at the first time. Up there it was 3 minutes and 58 seconds. It took me to run that hill. That was on the 15th of October, and on the 25th of October, that was my last time test because I've been doing other things. I'm going to have to build back up to it. I barely cracked the 2 minute. I like a 2:59 .23, something like that. Three minutes, and that's a big jump. And I try to do stuff to move. And all of that. Here, let me show you what else I got. I've always told people you need to be moving, and I mean moving. I'm talking about walking around. There's this old adage that you need to walk 10,000 steps a day, and 10,000 steps a day is very hard for especially people live in the city, because most people don't even walk 2,000 steps a day, and the day is still young. It's just 10 o'clock here, and I'm already at 2,285 steps. I just purchased this thing the other day just to see what I'm doing because, one day I look up here, I got 15,581 steps, which equates to, and that's just stepping. That equates to over 3 or 4 miles of walking each day. But I'm averaging 10,000, a little over 10,000 steps every day looks like the average. And most people just don't move enough. They simply do not move enough. And that's the reason why you're stiff, you're lethargic, you're apathetic, you're lazy, complacent, the whole 9 yards. Because if you're not moving, you're not breathing, you're not getting enough oxygen being supplied to the brain, and then your blood's not healthy, and you're going to continue to keep stiffening up. You're going to stiff up like a dead person would when the spirit goes out of their body, and that's what's happening. Putrefying. That's what we are. Man, I could talk all day long about health. I think I said enough, but I think you understand what I'm saying. At least I hope you get it. I really, truly do. But be careful about what you eat, and don't believe everything that you read when you go into the grocery store. It's supposed to be the produce section is supposed to be the live section when you go into the grocery store, but then all the rest of it is dead. Every single bit of it. You need to supply yourself with grains. I mean, I got almonds. I eat almonds. I probably eat a handful of almonds every day, which has a lot of good fats. And even at that, you need to watch how much that you eat based on your body weight and size. I think I've said enough here, but be careful about what you put in your body because it's going to show up later on in life. There's a law called sowing and reaping. And what you do now and the things that you have done 10 years later is going to show up and it ain't going to look too good for you.